Let 1,000 sunflowers bloom, Romey. A 15-month wait and news that this would be the final season meant that Cousin Greg's expectations were higher after one of first-season bedroom bongs. Here are all survey data from the section that lifts curtains called the Munsters. Happy New Year to you. Season 4, like Season 1, kicked off at the birthday party of cardigan boss Logan Roy. After the failed coup by their 3 children, this party ceased to be a family affair. Mice were noted for their absence. His wife, Marcia, was shopping in Milan forever. Among a roomful of sycophants, as our grumpy landlord called damn Munsters, there were very few political power players to Logan's liking. His only confidants were his friend, sidekick and advisor, Kerry, and bodyguard Colin. Logan escaped with the latter for a stroll in Central Park, a meal, and some existential reflections on the afterlife. Food aside, he had plenty on his plate. The deal to sell Waystar Royco to tech tycoon Lukas Mattson was within 48 hours. There were 10 days until the US elections. However, what really got the old warhorse's waters running was his plan to buy Pierce Global Media, the rival conglomerate he's been considering for years. He aimed at it to the Fox News-like network ATN, create a new empire. But that strategy was about to go off the rails. Enter the Rebel Alliance. Something old, something new. Rebel Alliance. Sarah Snook as Shiv Roy. Main Box OfficeHBO on the West Coast, the new generation of Roys for once offered a united front. In a modernist mansion outside Los Angeles, they were meeting potential Saudi investors at new media startup The 100. Not to be confused with the scam cricket tournament, this was a one-stop shop for smart people. Substack, Masterclass, Economist and New Yorker meeting, Kendall muttered from under his baseball cap. Shiv is dizzy when she receives a call from her estranged husband Tom and says that their father bought Pierce. Should they forget their beginnings and break their father's covenant? Kendall wanted to Logan. Shiv wanted to destroy Tom. Roman reluctantly came aboard. Father murder plan B was in effect. Mix PJs, have you scoured for fruit? Ah, Cousin Greg. The leggy prince had been a lecherous lady man, but had been a fool to bring an uninvited +1 to Logan's party. Snapped Kerry. Bridget Random? From the apps? How do you know it's not a hostile corporate entity? As Tom mocks, ridiculously roomy, Burberry bag, Bridget has audacity to use bath towels, eat couch, and chat. Unfortunately, although this is off camera when you ask Logan for a selfie, that was enough. Before being kicked out, that she and Greg found time to do some fiddling in the guest bedroom. Big mistake. Logan's Upper East Side duplex had security cameras. You accidentally made her a sex tape, cried Tom. Q. Greg boldly accused Bridget and Logan of sniffing his finger. Succession aficionados have long tipped Greg about greatness. A few huge handbags are visible in the distance from this. A royale wedding as the election draws to a close, spares brother Connor worries about his presidential ambitions. 1% voted, but even the Conhead supporter base seemed be shaky. He had to spend big, get media coverage. You could almost hear the wheels ringing as it was a brainwave. Why not take advantage of her upcoming marriage to Willa to get her much-needed attention? How about getting married under the Statue of Liberty with a band and various hoops? I've always wanted a silly but beautiful wedding, Willa said, rolling her eyes, becoming more and more of a scene stealer. Rats 1 King 0, I feel like we're in the middle of a bidding war, said mother-in-law Nan Pierce, grasping the pearl. Because you are, baby. In Pierce's flamboyant vacation home, the brothers put their proposals forward. Their finances were solid, but they wouldn't take your stuff and roll it in the dirt like bad dad. Once Logan and his lieutenants were on the other end of a phone line, he had taken a step back. He tried to soften the air by having his inner circle fry him, but understandably, they were all terrified. The king missed the jester Roman. Jeremy Strong, Sarah Snook and Kieran Culkin, Kendall, Shiv and Roman Roy aka Rats. Once again, contrast between the polite Pierces, who pretends to not care about money, and corrupt Roys, who cares little else, is beautifully portrayed. There was a tense back and forth before the brothers shook hands for the $10 billion price that Nan had been asking all along. Logan, who was low on blood sugar, barked, "Congratulations on voicing the biggest number, you goddamn morons." Ken and Shiv were overjoyed. Roman had reservations. Get ready to roar. After promotion, a sad day when love, shark-eyed Shiv and turncoat Tom had a tentative breakup for months. He was busy dreaming about the 100, flying to Dubai, and talking about the talks. She was busy dating models and oiling Logan's beanstalk. Logan's grumbling response was ominously non-binding when Tom asked his father-in-law whether his position would still be secure after the divorce, in a wondrous scene. There were hints in the third season finale that Shiv might be pregnant, but there is no sign here. Was a miscarriage or abortion among the things Tom wanted to discuss, but Shiv definitely didn't? We ended on an impressive note as they held hands while lying at right angles and sighed sadly at what they'd tried. Let's move on to Logan by giving ATN a seat on the nonsense about the midnight releases. The old dog still has a fight. Don't bet against Logan. HBO apparent heir Tom is closest to Logan, but neither his deal nor his upcoming divorce will affect it. Shiv and Kendall are on the rise. I like Roman's "Daddy could be twisting our turnips," playing the olden trombone, Logan's "balls in a wig," and Shiv's checking in at the Grey Gardens, "He could be going to Mano and Nano." But my bounty goes to the summary of their paternity status. Roman, "We're fine, just a complicated special case." Shiv, "We all hate him with that." Notes and observations: this sepia title sequence has been subtly fine-tuned by adding a shot from the Stargo app. ATN headlines were "Chinese hack could see 40 million Americans being buried inside their electric cars," "Deep State error, classified documents displayed on NBA Jumbotron," and "Man with bird flu can't help thinking about ducks." Poor investor Navy gets off a 16-hour flight to be searched by racist security guards and is then repeatedly put on hold. Calling themselves the Evil Brothers, Greg and Tom repeated the "L Dude Brothers" on Jesse Armstrong's 2000s co-production The Peep Show. Party time. God, life is in vain. No drinking here, royalists. Episode 2 will air next Monday, so join us back here later for more killing family concerns and personal headline babble. By the way, Munsters, please leave your thoughts and theories below.